Welcome to the March 17th school board meeting. Very pleased to have such a great crowd, especially with so many talented students, and we're pleased to have everyone tonight. Emma Cosmore is going to come forward, but ladies and gentlemen, especially you students, if you would assist her in the Pledge of Allegiance, if you'll stand with the board. Thank you, Emma. Tonight, in a moment of silence, we would like for all of us to remember the family of Justin Goodhart, a junior at Central Magnet School who passed away last week. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll join the board in a moment of silence. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our hearts go out to this family. Approval of the agenda.
Moved.
Second.
Ms. Moore and Mr. Holliday. Of course, we had our work session last night, and so a lot of things were discussed. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the consent agenda. Before we get into that, board members, you have an additional list. Mr. Odom, would you like to address that?
I would, and this with the volunteer coaches, and basically our rule is that you need to be approved as a volunteer coach prior to the season starting. And I'll have to say there's 2 or 3 events happened. I'll take responsibility for some of this. Our last board meeting was March 6th. The baseball, softball season has started this week. Since then, we actually gave them coaches a deadline of March 15th to turn in the names. So we haven't met, and they just waited till the last minute to turn in the names. So if you would like to add, these are approved, had their background checks. If you would like to add to the list of other sports that are on your internet agenda, these are the additional people that we could add to that if you would like to utilize these people. But it was our mistake.
What say the board?
So moved.
Okay. All approved to add this to the list, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that is added to the consent agenda. Ms. Joyce, now we'll move to approval of the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Mr. Holliday?
Second.
Mr. Estes? Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any visitors, Ms. Joyce? Mr. Odom, number 7.
Okay, number 7, recognition of wrestling state champions this evening. We have first one from Mr. Matthew Sells from Blackman High School. Is Matthew here? I saw Mr. Lawless.
Yeah, they're right. No.
Hi, come step up to the front, please. Matthew, go to the mic there. And the other one is Nick Boykin, Riverdale High School, and I think he may be in Chicago watching his brother wrestle. Where? New York City, watching his brother. And you fellas are repeat champions, I think.
He was.
He was.
This was my first time.
Well, tell us about the experience.
I didn't make it there last year, but this year I made it, and it's just a really fun and just really exciting to be in the state finals. You got everybody watching you and just you wrestle, so.
It's a lot of discipline, and not only body control, but a lot of discipline. What weight class were you in?
I was 160.
160. Congratulations. I mean, that's, to be a state champion, again, to have two of them from Rutherford County is outstanding again.
An amazing feat, actually, with all the wrestlers throughout the state. So,
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Board members? Very, very proud of you, sir. So maybe we can have Nick come back at another time.
We could.
Okay.
We could. And we'll have Riverdale Girls, which are the girls' state basketball champions. And who knows, Mr. Lawless, maybe after this week we'll have boys' state champion too. And that would be nice too.
Well, the Lady Warriors brought it home.
It did?
If we can just have some success on the court with the Blue Raiders, they'll be in the dance, of course.
Right.
Okay, number 8 is the TSBA-sponsored SCOPE program, and I've asked Miss Jennifer Courtney, who was the chaperone, if she would come up.
Let me say, while everybody is organizing, again, we are on YouTube Live, or it's also taped to be on Rutherford County Television. So, boys and girls, if you're up here tonight or anything, you'd like to see yourself a little bit later on, you are on camera. So, just wanted to remind you of that.
Just made me more nervous. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Welcome, we're glad to have you, and this was the first year that we've had all schools represented at the SCOPE conference, and I certainly hope they enjoyed the program as much as I enjoy them being there, so thank you.
Right. My name is Jennifer Courtney. I was the school counselor at Holloway High School, and I was chosen this year. I had the privilege of being the chaperone for Rutherford County students at the SCOPE conference, and if you don't know, SCOPE stands for Student Congress on Policies and Education, and there were 2 students that were selected from each Rutherford County school to participate in the Student Congress, and we have parent-teacher conferences tonight. I bet that a lot of them are there, but here are some students from the schools. From Blackman High School, there was Paige Holloway and Alyssa Wright. From Central Magnet, Michael Chan and Kirsten Taylor. From Holloway High School, Dakota Larkin and Phoebe Sanchez. From Eagleville High School, Jake Duke and Mitchell Turner. From Laverne High, Nicholas Jones and Alyssa Weekly. From Oakland High, Micah McDowell and Deja Settles. From Riverdale High, Ajaka McLemore and Dustin Handrahan. I hope that's right. From Siegel High School, Anna Levi Chavis and Madeline Campbell. From Smyrna High School, Mariah Biggs and Laura Rojas. And Stewart's Creek High School, Brandon Ruiz and Adara Harrison. And so we got to go, and the students, do y'all want to tell? You want to talk? You want to tell?
Miss Taylor was in my group, and this was the first time I've had seniors, so I'm curious to see if that was a good experience. Good.
What school boards work to accomplish.
Anybody else?
It was Eagleville's first year, and I just hope that we can keep coming. It was a very beneficial experience, and I hope I'm delegate next year.
Hope so also, too.
Step up if you'd like to.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was a really interesting experience trying to formulate arguments and poking holes in the arguments of our opponents. Debates were pretty intense, and it was a great experience to meet people and school board members from across the state.
Well, I think this is Blackman's first year that they went as well. I know that we had a bit of trouble finding people that could go, but I was the only one that ended up being able to go from our group, and I wish that we'd been able to bring more people because it was a very great experience, and I hope I get to go again next year.
Some of the best students across the state are involved in this program, and it's a 2-part program. The morning session is a mock school board opportunity where the students perform our roles, and then in the second part after lunch is a debate, and student officers are elected from across the state. And Group 14, we had to, we were pro 200 days of school instead of 180. That was kind of a tough debate to win, and so, but I think we performed well, so enjoyed having you students there at MTSU. So,
My question is, did this kind of spur any political desires from any of you? Because to be school board, you have to run for school board. So what is your thoughts?
Some other delegates got really into those debates, and it was a little bit scary. But also, it was cool to see what you could accomplish as a member of a board like this in the community.
Seeing these students, they are absolutely amazing. I mean, I can definitely see, even just these 4, but all 12 that Rutherford County sent. I was blown away with the professionalism that these students showed. I mean, I hope for a future. You know, I can see them sitting right here one day, which is, it's nice to see. Rutherford County's doing something right, for sure.
again, thank you for taking your day to be with them and to make sure everybody got to the right place. So I think it was well organized, and again, very pleased that we had a full contingent this year representing Rutherford County. So excellent job. Thank you. Enjoyed being with you.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to take a moment and just brag on you. I believe you said last night in our work session this was your 10th year of being involved in the SCOPE project as an ambassador, and that's above and beyond standard school board duties, and I know it's something you're passionate about, but I wanted the group that's gathered here tonight to understand your commitment as well, beyond the things that we're required to do as school board members. Kudos to you.
Thank you, Mr. Holliday. Appreciate that. Good. Mr. Odom, I think we're at the part that everyone has been waiting for and really came here to see, so take it away.
This is our spotlight on education this evening, is our student art showcase. In recognition of National Youth Art Month, student artwork is on display in the Board of Education Central Office. The artwork is representative of the 46 schools and K-12 students in our school system. Selected student artists are recognized tonight for their accomplishments. And I might say that the brainchild for this is Ms. Barnes, who is our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources and Student Services. The walls at the central office here, prior to her suggesting this, were kind of bare with a few things like fire exits and other things that you post normally in a building. So her ideas added a lot to our building. So we welcome you this evening, Ms. Barnes.
Thank you very much. Thanks to the board for allowing us this opportunity to showcase our students and their wonderful talents, and especially the displays that we have here in our facility. We've done this now for maybe 7 years. So each year we ask our art teachers, who many are here tonight, and I'll ask them to stand in just a moment, to select a piece of art from among their student group to send to our office. We will frame it or display it on our pedestals for a period of 1 year, and then we'll unframe and send them back to the schools and trade them out for a new piece each year. So it's really an exciting event every December and January. Not so exciting in December when we clear the walls because it is really bare, but in January when we put the new artwork up and prepare for this event in March to celebrate Student Art Month. So I want to thank our art teachers, and if I may, Mr. Odom, ask them to stand, please. I know we have several with us tonight. We're going to introduce all of our students who are present with us tonight, and I'll call your name one at a time and ask you to come to the front and stand in front of these tables and face out, and parents will have opportunities to take pictures. And remember, we are, as Mr. Odom said, on Channel 19 and on YouTube, so you can watch all of this. And then when we conclude, we'll release you to go out into the hallways and tour the facility so that you can see all this outstanding artwork that we have on display. It really is amazing, the talent that comes from our schools, and we just love it. We love to see it up here. So I'm going to go ahead and begin, if that's okay. So from Barfield Elementary School, we have Mariela Lopez, grade 4. From Blackman Elementary School, Lauren Bigelow, grade 2, just right in the front. There you go. From Blackman High School, Samantha Cole, 11th grade. From Blackman High School, Matthew Northrup, 12th grade. From Blackman Middle School, Hannah Gallagher, 8th grade. From Blackman Middle School, Autumn Parker, 6th grade. From Browns Chapel Elementary, Mackenzie Stevens, 2nd grade. From Buchanan Elementary School, Emma Casamore, 5th grade. From Cedar Grove Elementary, Keandra Peebles, 1st grade. From Central Magnet, Samantha Yoro, 11th grade. And from Central Magnet, Rain Maxwell, 7th grade. All right, this is when I'll step in and say, some of you folks that are older, pull the little ones in front of you, because we're going to get real crowded here in a little bit. Just let them, you may have to go behind them and stand. Thank you. Christiana Elementary, Mason Dilsever, 5th grade. Christiana Middle School, Rosemarie Poplin, 7th grade. David Urey Elementary, Meredith Murphy, 4th grade. Eagleville School, Nolan Payne, 8th grade. Eagleville School, Chase Smith, 12th grade. Homer Pittard Campus School, Annalise George, kindergarten. John Coleman Elementary, Mariama Hamara, kindergarten. Kittrell Elementary, Alexis Britton, 4th grade. Las Casas Elementary, Lily Drake, 2nd grade. Laverne High, Eduardo Contreras, 12th grade. Laverne Lake, Aaliyah Johnson, 3rd grade. Laverne Middle, Vanessa Villegas, 6th grade. Laverne Primary, Sophia Ross, kindergarten. McFadden School of Excellence, Cade Stabneys, 5th grade. McFadden School of Excellence, Cheyenne Hughes, kindergarten. Oakland High School, there she go. Oakland High School, Sydney O'Donnell, 10th grade. That's perfect. There you go. Oakland High School, Gavin McGoldrick, 12th grade. Oakland Middle, Kaylee Alford, 7th grade. Riverdale High School, O'Reilly Back, 12th grade. Riverdale High School, Isaiah Wallace, 10th grade. Riverdale High School, Katie Wilson, 12th grade. Riverdale High School, Jessica Riley, 10th grade. And Riverdale High School, Haley Hanna, 12th grade. Riverdale High School, Kayla Swedberg, 12th grade. And you'll see when you see Riverdale's project, there's a whole set of teapots and teacups. So all of these have contributed. Rock Springs Elementary, Jaden Sokavong, 3rd grade. Rock Springs Middle, Pragya Ha, 8th grade. Did I get that right? Pagra Ja. Rock Springs Middle, Baker King, 8th grade. Rockville Elementary, Bailey Waddell, 3rd grade. Rockville Middle, Sophia Beasley, 7th grade. Waldron Elementary School, Sarah Kincaid, 2nd grade. Siegel High School, Reagan Jackson, 12th grade. Siegel Middle School, Sloan Ledford, 6th grade. Smyrna Elementary School, Abby Douglas, 2nd grade. Smyrna High School, Carly Mosley, 10th grade. Smyrna High School, Tasmin Rada, 12th grade. Smyrna High School, Tiana Everett, 12th grade. Smyrna Middle School, Summer Johnson, 8th grade. Smyrna Primary School, Evelyn Zarati, 5th grade. Stewart's Creek Elementary School, Cameron Frame, 2nd grade. Stewart's Creek High School, Hannah Gregorchek, 12th grade. Stewart's Creek High School, Tila Hall, 12th grade. Stewart's Creek Middle School, Emily Sanchez Rodas, 7th grade. Stewartsboro Elementary School, Kimara Barbie, 2nd grade. Thurman Francis Arts Academy, Emma Simpson, 7th grade. Thurman Francis Arts Academy, Emma Gray, 4th grade. Come on up here and get in. Walter Hill Elementary, Desi Martinez, 3rd grade. That's fine. Just back right up to him. Whitworth Buchanan Middle School, Presley Charlton, 8th grade. Whitworth Buchanan Middle School, Jaden Norman, 7th grade. Wilson Elementary, Aubrey Lloyd, 5th grade. And Wilson Elementary, Katie Hodge, 4th grade. Let's see. All right, now, we're going to get some pictures. So I need some of you shorter folks to step out a little bit and some of you taller folks to go behind them. Let's cluster in. Y'all have done this before at school. We're going to get you, parents. Come on in. Y'all know how to do this. Come on. All right, parents, this is your shot. Now, I'm going to get out of the way. You guys stay still and smile, okay? Oh, yes. What you do when you're famous, you just smile for a long time. You know what, they came in late, so we're gonna get a few more pictures right here.
Did you hear that, well, they admitted they are.
You did well.
Christians over there. Where at? Finally, Obama administration.
Okay, you guys will all look at Mr. Evans with the black shirt, he wants a whole group of all of you.
Deny that to me.
All right. Let's give them a round of I'm going to introduce Isaiah Wallace from Riverdale. He came in a little bit late, and I asked him to join in real quick, so he's here with us as well. Mr. Blair?
Yes, could we recognize our administrators that came here to support their students? Administrators, you could denote by maybe waving your hand or thank everybody else. Thank you, principal. Students, you are so very talented, but without your teachers and especially your parents. So parents, if you could stand and let these teachers and students and the board thank you for all that you do. Parents, if you will. Okay, board members, we're going to, before we dismiss the students and their parents, we will take a recess. Board members, if you'd like to say some complimentary things to these very talented students, this is your opportunity. Mr. Odom, I guess you'll have something to share too.
Well, I say my issue is that a person has trouble with stick men and drawing. It's just so wonderful to come into the building and see such talent in the artwork, and you're going to see that in a few minutes. So thank you, teachers, administrators, parents, students, for your attention to this.
Yeah, I'm absolutely amazed at the talent of all of you. I'm kind of like Mr. Odom. I can't draw a stick man either, but I know when I come into this building and I walk around and look at all this amazing artwork, it always makes me smile, and that's pretty awesome. So thank you.
Two quick things. I'll just say that, first of all, some of the central office staff take a lot of pride in grabbing hold of one of the pieces of artwork. I noticed that there's a square tube welding sculpture kind of thing right in front of the construction and engineering department. I don't think that's by accident. So as you look around the office, imagine that the people that are going into that office are going to find it inspiring every day, and it helps the central office to keep our focus that it is all about the students. Even though they're typically not in this building, this artwork really helps to make that clear every day. Thank you so much.
Very, very proud of all the talent that is exhibited here, and we take pride in you as board members, and we pray that you will continue to promote that God-given talent. So congratulations, students.
So at this time, we're going to dismiss our students and our parents and give you the opportunity to tour the facility to see all the artwork that is on display. And again, we thank you very much for being here this evening and sharing with us. Good evening.
Board members, we'll take a brief recess.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Lily.
Why don't we take a break last night?
come back to session. Mr. Odom, number 10.
Number 10 is our textbook adoption report, ED 5099, and textbook certificate of adoption report, ED 2153. School systems are required to submit textbook adoptions annually on forms provided by the Tennessee Department of Education. All textbooks are adopted on a 6-year cycle. The local textbook adoption report shows newly adopted textbooks for 2016. Textbook adoption includes K-12 math. And Rutherford County Schools adopted textbooks during the 14-15 school year. If you remember, that time we adopted all of the math to kind of see how it worked out. It was a transition time. But tonight, the elementary, middle, and high school textbook committees is recommending the purchase of mathematics textbooks listed below for use beginning in 2016-17 and through 2020-2021 school years. Recommend approval of the motion to approve the elementary, middle, high, and CTE career and technical education school textbook purchase for the following textbooks for use beginning 2016-2017 through 2020-2021 school years. The elementary, middle, and high school textbook committees would like to recommend the purchase of the following mathematics textbooks for use beginning 2016-2017 through 2020-21. I'll read those if you'd like for me to, or whatever you want to do.
Well, they're pretty evident for us. Board members, you need to read? Okay. I don't think so, Mr. Odom.
Okay. There, again, there's, in CTE, there are no state-approved textbooks for a lot of CTE subjects, so the committee did meet and make recommendations on those also.
Heard the recommendation? Mr. Hodge?
Second.
And Mr. Young, further discussion?
I'll just add my appreciation to one of my constituents, Mr. Jason Stern, who served as a parent advisor on this committee, and he and I talked from time to time, and he really found it an enjoyable experience. And so Mr. Zago and all of the professionals and parents as well who spent lots of hours taking a look at these textbooks.
Quite a time commitment.
It is.
So,
It is.
Yes, thank him. Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 11.
Number 11 under financial matters is 11A is VALIC 403B and 457B changed to mutual fund investment platform from annuity. VALIC has offered to change our 403B and 457B plans from their annuity platform to their mutual fund platform effective September the 1st, 2016. This change will decrease the fees for our employees' pay by an average of 36 basis points or 0.36%. The change would save our employees about $44,000 per year in fees. The mutual fund platform will offer 20 investment options plus target date retirement funds. This is fewer investment options than we have now, but is in line with industry suggestions. Our employees who want more investment options will still be able to set up self-directed Schwab PCRA account for their 403B and 457 accounts. Our employees will have the option to move their balances as of August 31st, 2016 to the mutual fund platform. If they choose to leave their existing balances in the annuity platform, they will continue to pay the higher fees. VALIC has been our ongoing 403B and now 457B provider since September 2008. Our participating employees and former employees have over $12,500,000 in their accounts as of March 7, 2016. Recommend the approval. The motion is to change Rutherford County Schools 403B and 457B plans from VALIC's annuity platform to their mutual fund platform effective September the 1st, 2016 as presented.
So moved.
Mr. Young? And Mr. Estes? We had discussion last night. Anything further? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. B.
B is the substitute teacher service contract from our request for proposal 16-01. Vendor proposals for Rutherford County Schools Substitute Teacher Service Contract, RFP 1601, were due on February 24, 2016, and opened in the boardroom. After reviewing the proposals, staff recommends that the contract for substitute teacher services be awarded to PESG Educational Staffing Solutions as the lowest and best bidder. PESG's bid cost out at $2,222,098.28 for the actual subs we used from February 23, 2015 through February 12, 2016. For comparison purposes, the Advantage proposal cost out at $2,357,920.89. Staff also recommended the PESG's alternate proposal for the Schoolhouse Plus option be adopted beginning with the 2016-17 school year. The alternate proposal has a 97% fill rate guarantee, and PESG will pay a bonus to subs who work at least 10, 15, or 20 days in Rutherford County Schools in a month. The bonus package works out to an extra $5 to $8.75 per day to the subs who work in our buildings on a consistent basis. The PESG alternate proposal cost out at $2,415,958.78 for the same period. The PESG alternate proposal appears to be very close to fitting within the existing substitute 2015-2016 teacher budget. The budgetary contingency that we will need to cover is the additional cost if we are able to approach a 100% fill rate. The final piece is that if we are able to add an additional $5 per day raise to our subs for 2016-17, the cost will be about $200,000 under the PESG alternate proposal. Recommend approval. The motion is to award the Rutherford County Schools Substitute Teacher Services Contract, RFP 16-01, to PESG Educational Staffing Solutions as the lowest and best bidder, and to accept their alternate proposal for the Schoolhouse Plus option.
Mr. Estes and Chairman Hodge. We had quite a bit of discussion and vetting last evening. Mr. Bledsoe is here. Further information or discussion, or we're ready to vote? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So we have a new partner.
We do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Number 12.
Number 12, some of our revised policies now on second reading. First one is policy 5.302 for sick leave. The revision provides employees with 2 bereavement days per qualifying event. And policy 1.108 under nepotism, the revision removes the requirement to publicly notify the board prior to the employment of a relative of a board member, director of schools, administrator, county commissioner, or any appointed or elected official. The revision is recommended by TSBA in order to comply with current state law. Policy 5.305, the Family Medical Leave Act, the revision changes the word "or" to the word "and" in the first paragraph of the policy regarding eligibility for family and medical leave. The revision is recommended by TSBA in order to comply with current federal regulations. Recommend approval. The motion is to approve the revisions to policy 5.302, 1.108, and 5.305 on the second and final reading as presented.
So moved.
Mr. Holliday. Second. And Chairman Hodge. Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next policy.
And for people that's listening to us on TV tonight, the board does serve on the policy committee also, along with community members, administrators, classified employees within our system too. So it's been vetted and worked on before it gets here for a vote this evening, over a period of several months typically. The next one is policy 3.206, which is community use of school facilities. The revision allows a 1-year approval for an initial request and annual renewals thereafter for a maximum of 10 years. The revised policy also includes a detailed fee schedule. recommend approval, the motion to approve the revisions to policy 3.206 on second and final reading as presented.
Board members, before we take a motion, Mr. Reed sent out a revision. Would the board like to hear from Mr. Reed before we move forward?
I'm good with what's here.
I don't think that's necessary, Mr. Reed. I think your email was enough clarification, if you will. So, okay. All right, well, then we have a recommendation.
So move.
Mr. Young,
And I'll second, and then I have a question.
Mr. Jordan was second, and now we're open for discussion. Mr. Jordan?
On the fee schedule, which is, as we just read, is also part of this, even though it's not attached. We got that yesterday. And we made one revision on that from the last time, and I'm a little embarrassed to be bringing this up at this time, but I guess I really want just clarification here. The stadium and our track and the campus outside the building, is that the price fee, including the electricity, lights? And if I assume that it is, because we've got to recoup our cost, suppose it's during the day. Did we? I may be off base here. I'm really asking for a little help.
Are you saying like using the parking lot and non-athletic?
Yeah, we had a number of things that we knew were going on outside our buildings. I know we had motorcycle training. We had a number of things in the parking lot, but clearly, Mr. Reed, you want to say something, so please say
Well,
something.
I'm just going to say, I mean, this does say, for use of the stadium or track, the fee is $100 per hour. If you're using the campus outside the building, there is a fee of $100 per hour. There's no designation between night and day.
Right.
So you pay a fee of $100 per hour.
Well, that's the way I read it.
It's still wear and tear.
Well,
I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know,
well, it's, as I've said, and I think you all have generally agreed, it's time to go ahead with this, and discover any tweaking that we might want to do. Okay, all right.
anybody else? Reed, I apologize. I thought you were done for the night, but apparently I was in error. Holiday, were you going to say something?
Before we vote, it's my obligation to disclose that I have a vested interest in an organization that from time to time uses Rutherford County school facilities, and this policy would directly impact that organization. Yet the vote that I cast tonight is only in the best interest of Rutherford County schools and the constituents that I represent.
Thank you, Mr. Holiday. Anybody else? We have a motion and a second. Without further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Again, Chairman Young and Board Member Jordan, thank you for your participation in that committee and all your other committee members, and several meetings and several hours, and Mr. Reed and Ms. McLeod were involved, so appreciate your efforts also. Number 13.
Number 13 is for information only. Board of Education Policy 1.108 states in part, members of an immediate family should not be assigned to the staff in the same school plant unless some unusual circumstance exists in which it is in the best interest of the educational program as approved by the Executive Committee. An exception to this policy shall be reported to the board at the next regularly scheduled board meeting. The Executive Committee concurs with Assistant Superintendent for Engineering and Construction that Austin Carpenter be offered employment as a warehouse clerk in our maintenance department. His father, Don Carpenter, is a plumber in the maintenance department.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Barnes, the insurance meeting is next Thursday, is that correct? Okay, so there'll be a report at the next school board meeting. Chairman Hodge, anything new on the legislative agenda?
No, I have to apologize. I wasn't able to investigate anything this afternoon, so.
I'm not aware of anything, though. You, Mr. Odom?
No, we'll get tomorrow, probably another update. If final meetings, then we'll know what's left, I think.
Was today the final committee meeting today? Is that?
On education, unless they reset some, and I don't know.
We'll keep our fingers crossed, and again, we have several groups watching for education bills hitting the floor, so if something of interest, Mr. Torres will notify Chairman Hodge, and he will shoot out an email to us so we can react. So, Mr. Holliday, anything on the federal front?
We'll let the report from last night stand.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in general discussion by board members. Does anybody have anything?
Mr. Zwick will give you another day update. We've had another day of testing, so he might give you a short thing.
Mr. Zago, please.
It is a fairly uneventful day in our assessment world, which is good. We should jump up and down and applaud that, correct, Mr. Jordan? No reports of anything out of the ordinary. The test is much more rigorous. We are getting some feedback from students and people that are saying that it is a difficult assessment at times. And the thing we have to remember, and we're fighting now, is that this test was designed to be taken online with those online assisted technology that was on that platform, and we're now doing it paper pencil without that technology, so it's making it more difficult for our students. And I have voiced that to the State Department and let them know our concerns and how that's a challenge for our students too.
I think those challenges have also been expressed to several board members and other elected officials, so thank you, Mr. Zago.
Mr. Evans, we've worked on the letter that we'll send thanking our employees for their diligence and hard work in doing this test. So that's done, and we'll be through Tuesday, Wednesday next week, I think, so.
All of our schools should finish up with the assessments Tuesday, and makeups will be Wednesday, and everything should begin to be boxed up and sent back to the central office at that point.
You know, just seems like year after year, there is a new challenge that our teachers face that may be brought on by legislative action or something, by some other entity, but I'm always amazed and very proud of the way all of our employees step up and continue to perform at an incredible level, considering all that they contend with. And I hope that we can get that word out, how proud and pleased we are with their professionalism and their efforts each day with our students.
And our staffs thank you for that comment. We pray that we could just do something twice in a row. Once next year, the same as we did this year, but we have yet to see that in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Zago. I know it's been a tough several months for you and your department too.
It's a lot tougher on our teachers and our staffs as well. Thank you.
You also have in front of you on the table, I see where the YMCA Fund Company is going to have a showcase on Tuesday, April 12th at Blackman Elementary, 6:30 p.m. And the Fund Company operates in our school. Ms. Tyler, I did not prep you for this. How many Fund Company students do we have? Basically, about 1,300
Did you want to come forward and say anything? You are welcome. I think the board will give me just a little bit of latitude.
We just wanted to make sure that you guys got formally invited. It's the first ever showcase event that we've done, and all of our 24 schools are going to do some type of presentation or performance at the event, just to kind of showcase what we do in the after-school program and what things we're offering for our kids. So several of them are doing skits or dances or putting together science projects, different things like that. And it is open to the community. It is, like we said, at Blackman Elementary, 6:30 on April 12th. So we would love for all of you to come out and be a part of that. We're inviting our principals, teachers, parents, anybody is welcome to come. So we hope to see you all there.
Anybody else? Would like to thank Mr. Holliday. We are sporting our blue. We wish our Blackman Blaze good luck in the continued success in the tournament, and we.
You didn't think I had any blue and white?
Well, actually, I did.
Okay.
But you represent that end of the county, but I'm glad you wore it.
There you go.
Anyway, and we again, wish our Blue Raiders, ladies and men, success. They have some challenges ahead of them, but I'm confident that they'll persevere. So.
Courthouse tonight?
Oh yes, our
building.
Yeah, our building program being voted on and I suspect discussed and dissected. So feel free to, Mr. Odom, you're going to go. I will also go. They have some other hot topics that will probably make this a lengthy commission meeting. So take your lunch. So, okay. Anything else? Okay. Ms. Michaels, we're together again Monday. That's right. Yes. Special call budget. Would like to again welcome PESG to the Rutherford County family and the partnership that you bring to us, and we look forward to a very productive relationship. Thank you.
97%.
I figured you'd fixate on that. Wish everybody a safe journey home. We stand adjourned.